Shalom. This week, everyone, it's going to mark 4 years since the passing of a good friend of mine, Nissan Yakubov. At time of recording, it's Chaf Bet Cheshvan, and he was taken at a very, very young age. But this was a man with a lot of great chesed, a man of Emet, of truth, a man that dedicates a lot of his life to Torah and the Emet. That was the main thing. I want to share over a few words with regards to him. He went on a Balei Teshuvah journey in his late teens, early 20s. He was studied in Yeshivat Daat Torah over there and found Emet. He found the truth of Hashem, and he was a comedian. By one of the things that he was a comedian. He was also a professor. He had a very, very good business job. He was a person that gave a lot of his time. He lectured for free in many places, and he provided comedy for many people. In fact, he had a great talent of comedy. He actually was offered a once-in-a-lifetime job, a dream job, which many comedians would want, potentially to be on TV, on stand-up comedy. Each show he would have potentially received $25,000 from each show of a specific television show to take on. This was at the start of his religious journey, when he was becoming religious, and he spoke to his rabbi about it. He himself thought maybe this could be a huge Kiddush Hashem if he takes this specific role, this opportunity. So he spoke to the Rosh Yeshiva of the yeshiva he learned in, and the Rosh Yeshiva said no. For one reason or another, there was obviously going to be drawbacks to taking a job. I'm not too sure to taking this specific show, if it was going to be televised. There was drawbacks also to it, which would have brought specific challenges. So the Rosh Yeshiva, the rabbi, he spoke to, said no, this is not he advised him not to do it. So Nissan, some people might complain and say no, rationalize and say no, really it's a good thing, but he was sameach, he was happy. He listened to his rabbi and didn't take that opportunity, that job in that specific industry, and was sameach, he was happy because he listened to the rabbi. The victory with him was he listened to the rabbi, and there was obviously potentially drawbacks to take on that televised role. In fact, he used his talents of comedy. He did a lot of shows for free. He did events within regards to Jewish Kiruv events, especially within the Bukharian community, within regards to outreach organizations, very excellent outreach organizations like Chazak and Emet. He used his talents there to bring people close to Hashem within regards to doing events, comedy events, which some are online at the moment. Actually, there's in the Masechet Ta'anit on page Chaf Bet, it actually relates over that Eliyahu Hanavi was once in the marketplace, and someone asked him, who from this big marketplace is going to make it to Olam Haba? Who's going to make it? So he's pointing to everyone and says, those two people. So they come to these two people and say, what, you're going to make it to Olam Haba? What's your big zchut? So the two people in the marketplace say, we are comedians, we cheer people up, we see people down, we cheer them up, we want them to come happy, to come close to Hashem. That very much was Nissan. One of the things, one of his attributes was comedy. He could bring people close to Hashem with comedy. Was as good as it gets, the best in the business within regards to that, and put elements of Hashem in the comedy stand-up programs he did, which he did many of them for free, I believe, if not all. And he was a man that was full of Emet. He believed in every single thing he did. He believed in Hashem. He had a wife and 6 kids. Grew up. They moved at when the kids were young, I believe, to Bet Shemesh in Israel, and later on moved to the Haredi city Elad, which is mostly Israelis over there. But over there he would travel back to America, would do different Jewish events for free, and very much had a part in everything. He was a Talmud Chacham. He learned a lot of Torah and would bring Chidushim, his own ideas, when he was learning Torah, and was learning at a very, very high level. I remember one time I met up with him in his house during Purim in 2015. We were actually going to work on a Kiruv project together, which didn't necessarily materialize. He wanted to actually volunteer all his time for free. He wanted to do it. He wanted to dedicate all his time. He believed in it. And everything else. It was just pure chesed the whole time, whatever he was doing. Some other memories to share within regards to Nissan, the greatness. People came to him for advice, a lot of prestigious people. He encouraged the organization Torah Anytime, TorahAnytime.com, that said, got tens of thousands of shirim, even more, maybe hundreds of thousands of shirim, tens of millions of minutes of Torah listened to. He encouraged the starters to actually to encourage him to start it up, and he shares in a huge zchut. The people themselves say, within regards to Nissan, that he dedicated so much time and encouraged them. And you see now, it's a Torah website that's thriving online. He was involved with Chazak, with Emet, fantastic Kiruv Torah organizations. He was involved with the Bukharian community, especially in New York. I think there's a synagogue and a community called Beit Gavriel, which a lot of the people, the chairmen, people in the community really gave him the biggest compliment. I spent some time with him whenever I was in Shabbat in Elad, where my in-laws live. I would go there. He was very into healthy food. He was very much into growing vegetables and fruits and all these fantastic things. He was really into all of those things, and it marks 4 years since he passed away today. Nissan Yakubov. May we light candles in his memory, and I'd like to share more information with in regards to him. And I wish his family arichot yamim, and he was really a special person, Nissan Yakubov. And everyone, please do zchuyot in his memory and good deeds and acts of kindness. And I'd like to share more information at a later stage, also with in regards to the great person he was. Take care and bye.